Good evening, YouTube. Alright, so here we are sitting in front of my solar kit that I bought with some upgrades from shopsolarkit.com. So I bought my whole array, 27 panels, these 3 inverters, big battery, Husky, from shopsolarkit.com, and I bought the HBK 6.3 kit, and then I added a bunch of stuff. So, and this is what they give me. This is what they sent. Now, the tray and the panel, of course, I bought extra. And then my racking system, of course, was extra as well. But what has prompted me to delve into this and share it with you guys was the horrible experience that I've had with shopsolarkit.com, and I felt a need to share that with the YouTube world and any other individual that might be thinking about purchasing anything really from shopsolarkit.com. Now, this is my experience with the company, and I'm going to share my story with you guys and tell you the good and the bad, and probably break it down into a couple videos. But I'm going to tell you and show you exactly what had happened throughout my whole experience from purchasing, and how I actually decided to go with shopsolarkit.com in lieu of the other company that I had looked at was Signature Solar. And a lot of the YouTube videos that I was watching when I first got into thinking about purchasing some solar and getting into that, I heard a lot of stuff about Signature Solar, and I went onto their website and looked at the products, and when I purchased this product, or this package, and when I was looking at all these products, was probably November of 2021. That's when I started looking. And when I went on to Signature Solar and was looking at some stuff on there, a lot of that stuff was pre-order when I was looking at buying the batteries and things of that nature. And why I went with shopsolarkits.com was when I spoke with them, everything was in stock and ready to ship, which turned out to be not correct. So I'm going to share with you when I ordered it and when I received the stuff, and everything along the line, so you can make an informed decision when you decide who to go and buy a solar kit from. And in my case, I spent $25,000 with this company to get the system. So, and now I'm getting ready to literally tear all this down and rebuild it with different inverters that they're sending me. And unfortunately, I'm going to have to pull all my PV wires out from my solar array, which is about 150 feet out behind my house, and try to get more PV wires in my existing conduit. Now, the NEC says that I can fit more conduits in my 1-inch conduit. I had put 1-inch conduit in the ground, and currently I have 6 10-gauge wires in there. So yeah, I'm going to have to pull all those wires out and buy more cable and add one more pair of 10 gauge wires from my panels to here, and to reconfigure it the way that they had reconfigured it, to install it the way that they had reconfigured it. So long story short, and then I'll get into putting up some of my email conversations with them, and how all this was supposed to go down as to what I thought I was buying. So here we have my first order of the HBK 6.3, the Solar Grid off-grid kit, and it included two 5.3 kilowatt hour Husky batteries by Big Battery, six 360 watt Eversolar panels, and two Rich Solar 3000 watt inverters. I added Solar Ever panels. I added 6 to it, and the MC4 cable, an additional 6 solar panels, some MC4 solar extension cables, and a 3-string solar combiner box. Funny thing about these combiner boxes are they were supposed to be Ames 3-string combiner boxes, very expensive, $252 a piece, and the combiner boxes that I got in were shipped directly from Amazon, and they were eco-worthy 6-string combiner boxes that were $164. And no, they would not credit the Ames and eco-worthy. They wouldn't credit me the difference for those combiner boxes, which I thought was BS. Then my last order was placed on January 4th of 2022, and it was one more inverter. So I have a total of 3 inverters, another 6-string or a 3-string combiner box, which this one came as well as straight from Amazon, $167 eco-worthy combiner box. Added more panels, got bus bars, some more extension cables. Most of the stuff they reconfigured and added what I needed, with the additional 2 Husky big battery 10.6 kilowatt hour battery Powerwall kit. But they did send me a wiring diagram and a setup for each time that I added products. The initial kit I didn't get a wiring diagram for, but I did get a wiring diagram for the 2 inverters with the extra panels, and then another diagram when I added the 3rd inverter. The kind of odd thing that really got me about this whole idea was when I originally called them and spoke with them about this system, I wanted a system that would run in split phase 120/240, and as I started adding things, that didn't really affect anything until I added the 3rd inverter, which I found out later, and I'll show you the email, why that makes a big difference in that setup with split phase 120/240. And I, not being familiar with solar and the setup or the design of the systems, it really turned out bad. So one of the reasons that I decided to go with shopsolarkit.com was everything was supposed to be in stock. I'm going to give you a worst case scenario here, was the batteries. Batteries were ordered originally on November the 11th, 2021. supposedly in their warehouse. I received the batteries on January 14th of 2022. Second order of batteries was January 4th. I did get them in a timely manner, and they come in January 26th, I believe. It does look like these batteries come straight from Big Battery in Chatsworth, California, so it might have just been a back order issue. I don't know if they actually have batteries in a warehouse that they keep on hand or not. But that was another big seller for me with this company. Was a lot of these products were manufactured in North America. Big Battery warranties out of the U.S. Manufactured, I believe, in the U.S. You might want to check that one. Solar Ever USA is a product that is North American. They're out of California, manufacturers in Mexico. It was a plus. Same thing with the Ames Power out of Reno, Nevada, but never even got those, so that's kind of like a mute point. All right, let's start getting into the meat and potatoes. Why I'm so upset with this whole deal. Started putting my ground mount up, installed my conduits, get my rails up, put my panels on, and I start getting into the house portion of it, and started breaking out the inverters. Started putting the inverters together, and had some questions. So I reached out to Shop Solar Kit and opened up a ticket. I was to send them some information on, what my problems was. They said take pictures, ask, questions. It was great about it. But once I sent them these pictures with some questions on, I started getting like responses through email, like they wasn't even looking at the stuff that I was sending them. So here's an example. One of the first issues I had was with the battery connection. The schematic they sent me was calling for a 1/0 all wire gauge connection, Anderson lug, and I had 6 all wire gauge. So I sent them that, and they sent me cables out, 1/0 SB 175 cables right away. I mean, I got them within like 3 days, but things that that was aggravating me was, this guy, his question was just to verify how many batteries did you receive from us? Like, are you looking at what I'm sending you? That was just the start of it. And from there, it just kind of goes downhill. My next couple questions were, what size breaker do I use on the AC output side for each inverter? It gave me an AC input for each inverter, which was, I believe, a 30 amp breaker, but it didn't indicate anything on the output side. So from there, his question was, are those configured in 3-phase? Please advise. And, I told him, no, 3 inverters in split phase, 120, 240. And of course, he said he would double check, and then I started looking through the installation manual to find Rich Solar's configuration for
3 inverters in split phase. Well, guess what? They have no installation for 3 inverters in split phase. So that's where it really started to go bad. So then after 5 days, he gets back with me and asks me, how many batteries do I intend to connect to the system? Well, of course, all 4 that I got. And that led into September 15th through the 17th. He said, apologize for the delays, and, that was fine. I was just trying to figure out what was going on at this time. So then at this time, he recommends not to use an odd number of inverters in a split phase setup. And it says it would create an imbalance on the system and result in damaging one of the inverters, and wanted to know if it would be possible to make it 4 or 2 inverters in split phase and then add another sub panel. Where at this time I've already gotten panels and had this panel installed, and I really didn't have the money to try to go any further, and I didn't have the room to make it 4 inverters. So I was kind of, stuck at a wall. So at this point, I get we do not recommend you installing 3 inverters, and they sold me 3 inverters to run in split phase. I'm thinking, now what do I do? So, and the little wifey is upset, and she's not happy that I spent all of our savings with this company, and we've got a lot more than what we bought the system for, just in putting the additional things up with the racking and all that stuff. We did the ground mount, but I was blown away, man. I didn't know what to say. I didn't know what to do. So I just started YouTubing what my options are, and trying to figure it out. And he responded, saying that he's really sorry for what happened, and they discussed it with his managers, and they was he said that they wasn't going to leave me hanging. So I was like, all right, we'll see what happens.
So there you go. That's the end of part 1. I'm not going to try to make this too long. It was brutal. Hats off to all you professional YouTubers out there, because editing video and trying to get voices in there is not my forte. But I am a professional building designer, so I've had many clients that I've worked with projects on throughout a long period of time, and changes are always part of what happens in the building industry, as far as changes in plans, homeowners or clients changing their minds as to what they want. But at no point through that design process have I ever put on a set of plans that a homeowner could do something that in reality they really couldn't. That's just not good design, in my opinion. So that's kind of where I'm at, and we will continue this video. I'll finish showing you what all happened. As you can see, we did come to a conclusion on how to rectify what had happened. So I am happy that I have my new system installed and partially installed. I still got a couple things to do, but as you can see from the dates on these videos, today marks the 1 year anniversary since I ordered this system, and it has been a long process for me to get it installed and implemented. So if you want to see the second video on how we got to here and the construction and installation of my array and my solar room, which was one of the big challenges, was to find an area that I could install those 3 inverters with all the clearance requirements. But today the solar is in and it's up and it's running, and I am thankful for that. So today, November 11th, to all my fellow veterans, happy Veterans Day. To all my fellow Marines, happy belated birthday, Semper Fi. And always remember, keep smiling because God loves you.